Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on the new MARC Jacobs Beauty Foundation. I'm so excited. I'm just like, I feel like a real beauty influencer because I got this foundation for free from Influencer. You can get free makeup too if you just sign up. I'm not really sure how they choose people to give free products to, but basically you sign up and then every once in a while they'll send you surveys of questions. You don't know what the product is, but they'll be like, like in the past 12 months, have you used these brands and stuff? And I feel like if you choose the answers that they're looking for, then they'll send you the product for free. And that's pretty much it, guys. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is review it, write a review on their app and I think Sephora, and that's pretty much it. If you want to learn more about Influencer, I'll put it in the description box so you can go to it. There's really no strings attached. So yeah, I got the MARC Jacobs Beauty Foundation, the Shameless Foundation. I am so excited, guys, because I watched Desi's review on it, Desi Perkins here on YouTube, and I love the way it looked on her skin. I was really excited and I really wanted to buy it, but kind of balling on a budget right now. So I was just like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it because it's $45, or no, it retails for $46. I don't know why I do that. It's really pretty. It just looks like very skin-like, so I'm really excited. I hope that the shade that they sent me is going to be a good match. Anyways, let's talk more about the foundation. It says it's a youthful look 24-hour foundation and has SPF 25, and my box came in this little pamphlet thing. Let's see here. Let's see what it says. Self-setting finish, invisible SPF innovation, youthful only better. Show off your skin shamelessly. Have it all with Shameless, a medium buildable foundation with first ever flashback free SPF and exceptional hydration, which we will be testing out the no flashback claim. There is 29 shades, and here are all the little models with the different shades. Here are more of the medium to deeper shades. They have all kinds of undertones, which is awesome. And they did come with the brush, and I know all the super popular beauty influencers got the foundation with this little brush. It looks like this. It's kind of a weird brush. It's like a little spatula type thing, which I thought it was weird. They didn't send me that. They just sent me the foundation. I mean, beggars can't be choosers, right? But that's pretty much all it claims, that it has SPF but no flashback, medium buildable coverage, and a 24-hour round-the-clock wear, which I will be checking in to let you know how this is holding up. And as always, all of my foundation reviews come in with like an after gym check-in, so you can kind of see how it will wear like when you're sweating or you're outside, you have an outside wedding event or anything like that. It also says it has some sorry, I'm like jumping all over the place, but I'm just going through this pamphlet. So it says skincare benefits, snow mushroom, which I don't know what that is, nature's answer to hyaluronic acid, provides phenomenal hydration, blue daisy extract, alleviates the dueling effect of pollution. Okay, now this foundation has 1.8 fluid ounces, so that's pretty cool. Usually foundations come with 1 ounce, and the shade that they sent me was medium Y320. I'm hoping that this is a good shade for me, which I think it will be. It might be like a hair dark. That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know. We'll see. I haven't tried this yet, and I've had this package for like 4 days now. I've just been really busy with school and stuff, so I haven't been able to film. So here's the packaging. It is so freaking cute. Look how like petite and tiny this is. It is adorable. It's pretty light, and so it's great for traveling, which a lot of people have been saying that's great for traveling, and you can just kind of stick it in your makeup bag, your purse, or whatever. So if you don't know me, or you're just watching me for the first time, I do have oily skin. So I get really oily in my T-zone, especially my nose. My nose gets super oily, and I have a lot of trouble with foundations because it tends to like break up right here. And lately the weather's been changing, but I've been a little dry here, so we'll see if it cleans onto any of my dry patches that I may have. And as always, I'm going to apply this foundation half of my face with the Beauty Blender, the other half with a brush, just because different people use different tools, or sometimes foundations work better with the brush, or vice versa, works better with the Beauty Blender. We will see if it's gonna cover these little spots, but these aren't breakouts. They're more of scars right now. Whenever I break out, I'd like to pick at my breakouts. I know it's bad. And I have some redness. I do have freckles, so we will show we will show. We will see how well this foundation covers. So I'm just gonna pour some on the back of my hand. I don't know if that's a lot. So let's go in with the Beauty Blender first. I don't have any primer or anything either because honestly guys, day to day I skip out on primer just because I'm in a hurry. That's just an extra step. I use primers like more on the weekends when I go out with friends or whatever. If you use a primer then cool, but I don't really use a primer day to day. I know, shoot me. It kind of has like a very faint scent. I don't know what it smells like, but well, I feel like this shade matches me pretty well. Just also I'm really excited so I can get to use it. I love it. It's very yellow undertone, which that's what the shade is. It has a yellow undertone. And right now it's just kind of evening out my skin tone. I don't really see it covering up these like scars. It looks super skin-like, but also the Beauty Blender kind of absorbs most of the product always. In person it looks really good actually, but on camera it's looking very yellow. The finish is very pretty. It's like it's not matte, it's more like a demi matte. Okay, so this is the side with the Beauty Blender. It just kind of evened out my skin tone. Definitely didn't cover up these little marks, but also maybe this foundation will do better with the brush. I will go back in and try to build it up. But I feel like I used a lot of product just to get this coverage. Like y'all saw how much I put in the back of my hand. So, oh, kind of squirted out. So let's put a little bit more. I don't know how much you're supposed to be using. It did cover my redness as well a little bit. I mean, it's still peeking through, but I think that's the beauty of this foundation is that like it kind of evens out your skin tone, but it still like shows like kind of like your imperfections and stuff. Which I'm down with that. I like a full coverage look for like more for going out and stuff, but I'm down with like this medium coverage as well. It's kind of covering up these little areas, but not like I would want it to. I'd want more coverage there. And you can definitely see my freckles peeking through, like I'm not gonna cover that up, which again, I don't mind. I do enjoy a very like effortless type of foundation. But yeah, definitely you can still see those marks. I still have a lot of foundation in the back of my hand, so now I'm just gonna go on to the other side with my foundation brush and buff this in. I feel like you can definitely see more coverage going on with the brush, which is typical. It's nothing, like no new news for me. Like that's always gonna be the case. Let's add a little bit more. Brush is doing a better job at covering up my imperfections, but I mean, I think you can still see them. I'm just gonna go all over my face with this brush. So on camera this foundation looks really yellow, but like I said, in person it doesn't. And I think that if you are kind of getting that orangey tint is because this shade is like just a tiny bit too dark for me, but I think when I start going out in the sun more, it'll be perfect. I don't know, I really want to love this foundation, but I am not super impressed with the coverage because you can still see like the redness around my nose. I really like that it shows my freckles, so I'm not going to say that I hate that, but if you are trying to, you know, cover up stuff like that, dark spots, sunspots, freckles, you might not like this foundation. I would want it to cover up these imperfections. So it seems like this foundation is more for people who have like perfect skin, who just kind of want to even out their skin tone. You know what? I'm going to go back in with my brush and kind of try to cover up these little spots because usually that's what I have to do anyways. So let's see if it's actually buildable. And I'm just kind of barely dabbing it, kind of like building up the product there. And look guys, it is covering up, so definitely buildable when you have like these little hormonal breakouts or if you have scars or anything of that nature. This one is a little harder to cover up. I feel like this is a super dark spot. These are kind of fading away, so it's easier to cover these up. Let's see if I can cover up this redness on my nose, around my nose. Alrighty guys, so I'm pretty much done with my full face. I don't know if I like it, I don't love it, I don't hate it. It's just a super light coverage. It's pretty, but it's just like there's something about it that I don't love. I don't even know how to explain it. Maybe like throughout the day it'll kind of wear in and I'm gonna love it more, but right now I'm just kind of like meh. It is pretty buildable if you don't have like super like deep pigmentation stuff going on. Like here kind of built up pretty well, but over here not so much. And I do love the fact that my freckles show through, so it doesn't look like I'm wearing too much makeup. It's not clinging to any dry spots or anything. My pores look pretty normal. They don't look like they're emphasized. They don't look like they're minimized. So I don't know, I feel like it's a good like everyday foundation if you have like the money to be spending on a $46 foundation to wear every day. You know, I feel like most people splurge on full coverage foundations for like special events and stuff like that. But you know, if you bougie, you do you, girl. I'm gonna do the rest of my face off camera, and then I will be back to let you know if like the rest of my products worked well with this foundation, or if I'm having any second thoughts or any new things are coming up. But I like it, don't hate it. It is what it is. So I'm done with the rest of my face, as you can tell. What I did notice was right here, it's a little bit dry because I've been using this product that helps with acne scars, like to help them go away faster. And I have noticed with other products as well that it tends to get very dry. I guess that product is kind of like a little drying on the skin. So it did get like a little dry right here when I was applying my contour powder. But I sprayed it with some MAC Fix Plus and it looks pretty good. I'm thinking that if you have dry spots, it is going to cling to those dry spots, but if you just spray a little bit of MAC Fix Plus, it'll kind of just melt everything together, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But everything else went out pretty well. As you can see, it looks a little glowy, which I like. It's not a deal breaker for me. Other than that, I'm not loving this foundation, but I don't hate it. Yeah, this foundation just looks very natural, which, you know, I'm down with that. I'm gonna stop talking because I'm just kind of like, because I want to keep saying stuff. I always forget stuff. Did I say I did the flash test? I did do the flash test. No flashback, which is awesome. And it looks pretty good on camera. It looks very like young. I don't know. I like the finish of it for some reason, but I don't love it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is currently 1:23 p.m. I know it's a little later than what I usually do, but I don't know, I kind of lost track of time this morning. So I am going to be checking in. Probably next check-in will be like at 4 o'clock before I go work out. And in the meantime, I'll be running some errands, doing some things. So yeah, I'll be checking in to letting you know on how this foundation is wearing, if I end up loving it, if I end up just hating it. So yeah, just stay tuned. Hey guys, it is currently 4:15 p.m. and I wanted to do a check-in before I went to work out. I am sitting in front of a window so you can see what this foundation looks like in natural lighting. The shade was pretty good for my skin tone, I feel like. And this foundation hasn't changed much. So I won't say go much. Hasn't changed much since I first applied it, but it's only been a couple of hours. I am starting to see myself getting a little bit more oily, or I think it's just like the foundation finish, but it looks very natural. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I'm just kind of like in between. So we will just see how this foundation lasts during my workout. So yeah, I'll see you after I'm all sweaty and gross. Hey guys, I'm back with another check-in. It is currently 6:30 p.m. I just got back from the gym and this foundation held up pretty well. It's intact. My blush, my highlighter, ooh, that highlight though, ooh, that sun. It's pretty intact. The only place where it's kind of wearing off is around my nose. I don't know if you can see. Back here, it's just kind of like breaking apart. But also I was doing some weird faces in the gym. I was like fucking dying, you know. Everywhere else it's pretty much intact. Oh my gosh, this lighting. I guess I can't move that much. I feel like some of my redness is starting to peek through, like on my forehead and on my chin. It's doing okay so far. My nose is super oily, but of course I just worked out, so what do you expect? I'll be back in with one more check-in and then I'll let you know my final thoughts. It is currently 11:53 at night. I know it's pretty late and you're probably like, gross Tanya, you haven't showered after you worked out? No, I didn't. And I did it for you guys, just so you could see how this foundation wears. So it's been, what, a total of 10 hours since I applied this. and I think it held up okay. It's definitely starting to break up, especially around my nose. Like, you could definitely see redness, and like here it's breaking up. Some coverage is kind of diminishing, and then it's like super dry right here, and it's kind of clinging onto some dry patches that I have right here, which is weird because I'm super oily, but I have dry patches. So it's like, do I moisturize a lot? Do I not moisturize? Do y'all have that problem? What I'm gonna do is I am going to wear this tomorrow just so I can get a better feel for it, and then I'll definitely come back with my final thoughts. Hey guys, it is the next day since I filmed my first impressions, and it's only been a couple of hours since I applied this foundation, which, by the way, I'm wearing a lot of makeup today, like eyeshadow stuff and face stuff, because I created this look for the gram. Follow me on there for more like creative looks, but if you want me to film this look, I can totally do that for you guys. But anyways, back to the foundation. My final thoughts on this foundation. You can probably pass on this foundation if you want a more full coverage foundation, or if you have very like problematic skin. By that I mean, if you have like breakouts that you really want to make sure to cover, you want to cover like freckles, like you can still see my freckles, which I really don't mind. I kind of like that look. Or if you have like dry patches, because I did have problems with that yesterday, but last night I really made sure to moisturize those areas, and I didn't have any issues with that today. So if you do have dry patches, just make sure to really moisturize before using this foundation. What else? I think that this foundation would be good for people who are beginning to like get into makeup, like high schoolers, or you know, if you're Mexican after you're 15, or you know what I mean, because it's gonna show your skin. It looks very like skin-like if you don't have any imperfections, and it's just gonna really even out your skin tone. But I feel like you can find a foundation like this in the drugstore, so even like at that, I feel like $46 is a very hefty price for what this is, especially if you're a beginner. Like, I know if you're a beginner, you don't want to spend that much money on makeup. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep on using this foundation because I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I'm just kind of in between. I'm gonna use it for every day and just really make sure that I moisturize. But if you want more of a full coverage, like I said, you're not gonna like this foundation. I think those are all of my thoughts. I'm trying to think of anything else. Yeah, please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, if you want to see more foundation wear tests. And don't forget to subscribe on your way out, and I will see you next one. Bye.